Hey girl, hey! I am Jamia Ponder, host and creator of The Mrs. Beside, a safe space dedicated to the real ones standing beside and never behind. Girl, this life ain't no joke. It's time, let's air it all out. Trust me, I understand. Whoo child, I know it's a lot. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mrs. Beside. I'm so glad that you have chosen to take the time to spend with me once again. I don't take it lightly. But on our show today, we have Miss Joyce Bass. And let me tell you, she is something amazing. So when she finally agreed to, well, not finally, I wasn't like begging, but when she agreed to be on the show, I was especially honored to have her here. So I really appreciate you being here, Joyce.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Of course. So, like much of season one interviews, Joyce and I met each other like on a mutual interest group. And since the quarantine, we've been sort of getting together weekly via Zoom with some other lady friends of ours. But one week in particular really stood out to me because Joyce began to open up a little bit and share about her story. And y'all, I was just floored and just in awe. You know, you meet somebody, right? And you already respect them, but just knowing a little bit about what they've had to overcome in life, it gives you a new level of respect. And so I was, again, especially honored when Joyce decided to join me on the podcast today and to share a little bit about her story. So I'm going to leave it there and open up the floor to you, Joyce. So please tell us about yourself and then we can sort of jump right in.
Okay. Well, I'm somewhat of a unique individual. I grew up on a 30-acre farm. My first car was a John Deere tractor. So those were some 20s for you. I had some 20s, okay? And, all my sisters went off to college, and then we were kind of a big farming family. And so when they got down to me, the youngest, my parents were like, well, everybody else went off. You got to kind of stay home to help take care of the land and us. I was like, well, but okay. So I enrolled in the local community college. And mind you, growing up, I'm half Native American, half Black. So we went to the powwows. Mm-hmm. But then I lived so close to the beach until I became a beach bum. So I was so much of a beach bum, y'all, I partied out of community college. Now that's a record, okay? So I met my ex-husband because I was a radio personality. And I should have noticed something because he could tell me every show I had, and he happened to be watching from afar, except for a while. So anyway, so we connected. That didn't work. We had two amazing, beautiful kids. But out of those two amazing kids, we've had many, many, many tumultuous years of just pain. He became to be very mentally and physically abusive. And I've always been an outgoing person, very confident, just whatever, very independent. But after being with him, I became very dependent, I lost myself. Mm-hmm. So I had, we got divorced and he cheated on me. And I thought to myself, I was like, well, it's going to be okay. I know you're going through this little patch right now, and I will stand there and I'll be waiting for you when you get done with, your sowing your wild oats. Mind you, this was while we were married. So I said those things, but God said no. Mm. God said, you're greater.
Yeah.
I remember one particular evening, I went to drop the kids off to him. And he's pushing me out the door. And I said, can't we work on this? And he said, no. And he turned that lock, and it was like someone turned a lock, and I finally got it in my head. Something went click. So I said, okay. It's you got to figure yourself out. It's time to move on. I was raised in church, so I went to church, and my pastor said, your greater is going to be better than your latter. I said, excuse me. And sure enough, within 7 days, I met my current husband, Adrian, Dr. Adrian Bass, I got the easy part. I met him in his last week of residency. I missed all of that. Now I look back, I probably would have choked the brother out. But anyway, but I missed all.
Ma'am, let's just
Yes.
have a moment of silence for that, because
Yes. So he and I met, and we fell in love within a week. Within a week, we really did. We fell in love, and I went to dinner with him. And it's funny because I asked him out because I had gotten to the point in my life. I was like, well, if I want something, I'm gonna get it. I ain't gonna wait on nobody. So I asked for the first date, and then he initiated everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But that first date, I laughed so hard, my soul opened up and just laughed, and I just did not. I'd never had that feeling before.
Yeah.
And I tell you, there's many a night, many a night. I do want to choke a brother out, but there's more nights that I just love him to pieces. I mean, he is just, I don't know. He pushes me. He makes me laugh. He challenges me. We're total nerds together. He lets me be my creative, crafty self.
Yeah.
Now I'll find a glass, right? I can make just about anything. I'll find like a glass or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a tumbler. Now, mind you, the tumbler will be on sale for $9. But me, no, I got to spend at least $50 trying to recreate it.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, I am that one. So, I mean, but I had, I look back over my life. I've been in radio. I've been in movies. I've been in the school system. I've been in the medical field. I have had 1,000,001 jobs. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely an interesting person.
So you said a lot in a very short time, and I don't want to breeze over it because there's a lot that's there, a lot of rich lessons, right? So one thing I heard you say was who you knew who you were initially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got into radio, and with the wrong person, you became these things. You were dependent.
Mm-hmm.
You were, your spirit was broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I hear you talk about your husband, and you guys can't see this, but I see her face light up. I see freedom. I see, the ability to be creative, the ability to be yourself. And so it just, to me, speaks so highly of the power of love to be able to transform someone or the ability to destroy someone. And so I want to talk about how do you get from a place where you can go from pain to healing, from pain to overcoming to healing, and then into your purpose. Because I heard you mention before, you're sort of walking in your purpose now. You're able to be your free creative self. And so I don't want to breeze over that because there's so much packed in there. And I know we don't have time to get to it all, but I definitely want to take some time to sit with that because that's powerful. And there may be people in each phase of the journey that are listening to this that can glean so much wisdom from you. And it's not a one size fits all, but it's definitely, you are proof that it's a possibility to find love after pain like that.
Absolutely.
So one side of it is, how do we navigate those steps? Or how did you get through navigating those particular waters from having that not good experience to now being able to love again?
Yeah. I will say my husband has just been so supportive. There was a song when we first started dating, and it was, I can't remember the guy's name, but it was Let Me Love You.
Mm-hmm.
And every word in that song was true. He's just like, just let me love you. Let me show you, all the things that you want and can be. And, because coming from the pain, I had a wall up, and he gently nurtured me, showed me, look, you're worthy. You can do this. You can, he just, I just can't explain it all. But having a supportive partner that can see through everything that you're putting up, it's almost like, because we love superheroes, Marvel. It's almost like he had those X-ray glasses to look through and see, see my heart. And it's just, I mean, it's, and prayer and just having a great relationship. Yeah. And, because he's been through some trials and tribulations too. But what people don't see is the one that's actually holding it down at home. All they see is the white coat.
Right. So when you talk about getting to a place of healing, I just heard vulnerability. I heard prayer, and like through that vulnerability, like allowing your husband to love you. Because I think that so many people, myself included, have had difficulty with allowing our husbands to be able to love us, because it requires a certain amount of like trust. It's like, I trust you, but do I really trust you? Because like, will you really love me if you see all of those parts of me? So what are some, other than allowing your husband to love the life back into you, what are some other ways that you went through a healing process from that?
Well, okay. So being the youngest of five, my mother, okay, let me back it up a little bit more. My mom grew up on a reservation, straight off the res. My dad, when they met, that's a story for a different day. But so anyway, so mom made everything but our shoes. So she taught all my sisters, how to sew and everything. But because there's three girls and there's my brother and there's me. But by the time I was the oops baby. So by the time she got to me, she was like, oops, girl, I'm tired. You gonna have to figure it out. So about maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, my mom became very sick. With cancer and everything. And our mother, again, that's another topic for another interview, but she was just amazing. So I got this sewing machine and I said, okay, I'm going to make pajama pants and I'm going to show my mama I can sew. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance for her to see, that I could sew. It's the age old tale. Like, you know what? I'm trying to make you proud, Mom, which she never said she wasn't. So when the pandemic hit and I knew I could not be there praying at the entryway when my husband walked through or whatever, I said, I got to figure out how I'm going to keep my baby covered. So another friend called and they said, girl, I need some masks. And I was like, okay, I'll make you a mask. I couldn't sew. One mask took me a whole day. It did. It really did, I swear. But that one mask, I completed it. And that was confidence coming back. So one mask led to 10 led to 15, and then I started looking, I was like, well, let me change my patterns, because if we're going to wear these masks, we might as well be cute about it. Okay?
Right. Valid.
So then I just expounded on that. So I got my patterns, I even made my own pattern and I've put my tags on there. I created a page on Facebook called Cameron's Corner after my daughter, Cameron. And, it's just so freeing, so healing. And it's just so amazing because I know my mother's looking down and saying, that's my baby, because I'm these masks that I've created, I've created them also to help ease fears, of what we don't know with the pandemic. I make them for kids. I try to have like cute little faces on them. So, to take away the fear and the ease. And I'm telling you, my most recent, one of the best sellers are Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I have sold over 300 of those.
Wow.
Masks and Golden Girls. I love me some Golden Girls.
Okay. Now,
I am
Golden Girls is my favorite. My favorite. I used to watch it with my grandmother. Yes.
Oh, girl, yes. Oh, yes, honey. I'm Sophia. Picture it. 2020 pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So yes. So I have one. It's got their faces on the back. And then on the inside, it's the cover, the wallpaper from Rose's bedroom.
Oh my gosh. So cute.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit extra when it comes to that. But, We got to. I'm working on a cheesecake and chill blanket that's got the Golden Girls on there.
So cute.
I'm making a shirt that says what is it? Merry Christmas hoes with all the Golden Girls. I love me some Golden Girls. And I love Ruth. We gotta keep Ruth alive, sister.
Right. So just make sure I get the link for that so I can get my my blanket and whatnot. So.
It's on Facebook called Cameron's Corner. I can send it to you so you can have it. But yeah, you only get one life.
Right.
It ain't easy every day. You might as well just have some fun with it and say, buckle up, buttercup. Let's do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I also wanted to make mention of something that you said, because I know going through like a divorce is tough.
Okay.
And there are, I'm sure, women that are listening that have either gone through or going through or might be headed in that direction, unfortunately, and feel like they're at, a crossroad in a sense, like, will I ever be able to recover from this?
Yeah.
And I think that, you're living proof of that you can recover, you can find love again, and keeping you, like, do not die in that divorce.
Right.
So what can you say about that in terms of, because I mean, you literally have healed from so much that has come about. So what would you say to maybe a woman who is going through that, or maybe just on the other side of it, to say, hey, you can make it, you can heal from this. Love does exist. True love exists. Right.
Absolutely. Remember you're worthy. There's been so many nights that I've cried myself to sleep. But the one thing I remembered was no road is going to be so long that it's not going to end somewhere. Please find a way to do something just for yourself. Even if it's just going to the candy store, find your favorite candy, love yourself, and know that, you know what? The evil that this person is doing to me, it's not about me. It is so not about me. It may seem like it at the moment, but it's not about you. It's, and always, always try to tell your children, if you have children going through this, that's still their parent.
Yeah.
My ex-husband, there's a lot of colorful names I like to call him, but I think the FCC would ban me for saying some of them.
Bye, Joyce.
But you know what? I always kept a straight face. I never let him see me crumble. He has tried to, kidnapping, assault. I mean, I survived it. I really did. I survived it all. But I did. I knew that it was not going to be this way always.
Yeah. So who supported you through that? Because I know that, like, in those moments, you need support. So who was there for you?
My husband and my family. Man, my sisters, oh my God. The four horsemen have nothing over my sisters. My sister actually was about to jump my ex-husband's attorney in the bathroom.
Okay.
It's real like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, my family supported me. My friends supported me.
Mm-hmm.
Two friends in particular, I have to give a shout out. Tika and Jennifer McDade. They supported me when I even was thinking about cutting up and hiding the body. Jennifer was like, girl, where I need to drive the car. Okay. So they supported me.
Yeah.
They supported me. They were my village. I mean, I have the support. My middle daughter, my twin, my bestie, she turns 18 August the 30th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just letting y'all know there's going to be some fireworks that day. I'm just saying. But
outside will be open, and I think I might be free in August. So we'll talk about that later.
Yes. We're hiring already right now for the venues. But yeah, I had their support. I had their love. when I felt like I couldn't stand, they were like, you got this. You got this. You can do it. You got this.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think that's so important that
Mm-hmm.
for whoever's listening, do not go through this alone. You
Amen.
need support. You
Amen.
need support. And that's what those people are there for. You need the right kind of support, right?
Right.
It can't be
Right.
nobody.
Right.
But I think by now you probably know who really has your back,
Yeah.
who's your team at this point.
Yeah.
You were just talking about the Avengers, who we need to assemble. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. We can get us a little Thor. Okay. You
Yes,
need somebody
ma'am.
to throw the hammer down, and a little Hulk. I might be Hulk.
Yes.
I look regular by day, but
Oh, yes.
I'm
Okay.
green on the inside.
And then Wakanda forever. Wakanda
Forever.
forever. Mm-hmm. Yes,
But
my dear.
yes, so
Yeah.
do not go through this alone.
Yeah.
You need support.
Mm-hmm.
So as you go through those things, and I was telling one of my friends that to not breeze over the emotions, right? Because it's easy to
Right.
say, I'll be so glad when this is over. It's like, yeah, you will be
Mm-hmm.
glad, but
Right.
make sure that while you're going
Mm-hmm.
through this, that you're also taking the time to heal and to grieve, because
Absolutely.
it is a loss, right? So
Yeah.
leave the losses and take the lessons. Leave them
Yes.
in those moments.
Yes.
Take what you learn, but leave all the
Absolutely.
other stuff, because it's important that you do process those emotions while you're in that space, because I cannot imagine. I can't imagine. So what else did you do to help with healing? Like, I've heard some people have journaled. Some people have, they go to that counseling or therapy, or some people just get on their face before God.
Right.
There's a various reasons. I mean, there are varied ways to reach an expected end, but what are some of the ways that you took?
Well, I didn't ball up and cry. I found a good church. Now, I grew up in church. And when we lived in Chesapeake, Virginia for about maybe 11 years, I never got invited to church.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, am I heathen or what? But anyway, but when we moved to Asheboro, I think it was the Tina Turner movie. She came into the church at the beginning of the movie. She came into church and she was just like, I'm here. This little light of mine, to the point she almost got kicked out of the church. Well, I didn't sing like that time, but I was so happy to be back in a place where I knew God loved me, and I was surrounded by strangers, but I knew those strangers loved me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so amongst those strangers, I found an abundance of sisters and brothers, and a lot were going through what I was going through.
Wow.
And so they shared, and so we didn't go through it alone. So find someone, find someone that, you both are kind of similarly going through the situation. I mean, I'm not saying go to the want ads, but it's okay to talk about it. Right. Like, oh, she getting okay, let me call her. No, but it's okay. It's okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because you talk about it and you leave it right there. And then you understand, okay, I have my 30 minutes to talk about it. All right, come on. Let's move. Let's work. Let's. So that was another survival tip that I used.
Yeah. So I think it's amazing, and I think you're amazing, because like I say, I respect so much of what you've been through, and you don't look like what you've been through. There's a song.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I don't look like what I've been through, but it's so true. And so I think that is amazing, and it's a testament to the work that's being done through you. One last question that I wanted to ask, and I've been asking all season long, is what does the Mrs. Beside mean to you? I know you're married now to Dr. Bass, and it's got true love again and all of that. So what does the Mrs. Beside mean to you, and maybe the contrast between the two, having now been a Mrs. twice, one in a healthy relationship and one in a not so healthy relationship?
To me, Mrs. Besides means when I heard, that this was your podcast, Mrs. Beside Me, it really meant like, hello, we have arrived. Because I mean, we're beside the white coat, but that doesn't make us invalid.
Right.
So to me, it means a new time, a new day. We have arrived. You see us, we see you, you see us. And it's time for us to give our voice and to let everyone know that coat didn't get starched by itself.
Say it twice.
Girl, yes, for the people in the back, that coat didn't get starched by itself.
Come on now.
Yes, yes, oh yes. It couldn't have been, hello, finger snap, everything. No,
all of it.
No. Yes. And so it's just an honor to be a part of the awakening.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be a part.
That's awesome. Well, I am, again, grateful that you would take some of your time to spend with me and to spend with us and to just drop all this knowledge on us, all this wisdom, and really remind us to fight for our voice, to fight for us. There is purpose and there is passion. Again, even if you've been through pain, especially if you've been through pain.
Girl, yes.
Don't give up, girls. We're rooting for you. Find you a team and, do whatever it is that you need to do to get healed. But you're worth it.
Absolutely, yes. Find your tribe and love your tribe. But don't let them forget that you're part of the Cudaho tribe.
Most importantly.
Yes.
I'm screaming. I hope you don't give out straight blades in your tribe, Joyce.
No, only at Halloween.
Okay. We're done with this for today. I will check you guys on the next time. Bye.